And hello everyone, welcome back to PTN Racing TV. We are live here tonight once again with Old School League Series as we are back at it here with them at Chicagoland Speedway here in Illinois. Hi again everyone, I'm Christian Crusader Shriver bringing you tonight the Chicagoland Speedway track here for the ARCA series here in Old School League. This is the Illinois 200. As we mentioned before here, we are going to get these drivers round and about and set up here to go racing and do battle here in just a little bit. Before we do that, we will show our gridding order and show our starters on the lineup here tonight. And we'll give a quick little word to the sponsors, of course. It's presented and sponsored in part by Affordable SEO and Marketing. And then, of course, also by our friends over at PEG.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Alright, now folks, let's get down to business here. Let's start on our gridding order. Let's start them on the pole now, shall we? Let's look it on in. It's going to be the 77 of Byron Bartlett. He'll take the early lead. He'll take the advantage here on the pole. To his outside will be the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. Waiting for him to load in at the moment. Currently, he's just kind of getting things situated on by here. So we'll let the drivers get worked on in before we get the rest of our field gridded in and ready to go here. But Byron Bartlett, if I think this is the first time in quite some time we have seen him up in the spotlight here for the starting lineup here. Definitely could be a good showcase for him here and see how well he plays out to the end. He's been fighting that car off quite a bit a while now and definitely been trying to get himself into a pretty good position, a good timing zone. And tonight looks like he's got just that down to the T. So as we wait for the drivers to get lined up and ready to go here, everyone's still getting out of their pit road. Now remember folks, we are running on custom setups here, so these drivers will be giving quite a run, quite a show. Gridding has now begun, so let's go ahead and get back to it. Second starter here tonight will be Nicholas Wilson in that 53 machine. Row number 2 is going to be James Freddy Kruger. His outside, wait a minute, hold on just a minute. What? Oh, they always do this to me. So let's just start from the top here because it looks like the overlays are getting kind of confused here. But let's get this one down. So starting on the pole tonight, Byron Bartlett in the 77 to his outside. That's going to be the 50. That's going to be the 53 there of Nicholas Wilson. Row number 2, and then we will see the 48 of Johnny Taylor to his outside. That's going to be the 25 of James Freddy Kruger. Row number 3, we're going to see the 88 of Mark Cook, and to his outside, it's going to be the 4 of Kyle Hanna. Row number 4, we're going to see Tyler on the hunt, and the 20 machine to his outside, that's going to be the 27 of Mark Thomas. Row 5, we see the 8 of Mark Sikosi to his outside, the 24 of David Castelli. Row 6, we'll see the 15 of Art Milne. To his outside will be the 18 of James K. Miller. Row number 7 is going to be the 9 of Justin Cope. To his outside will be the 21 of Terry Doge. And at his outside will be the 5 of Brian W. Wiggins. Shot starters on the field, Mark Dillon Jr. in the 54, the 57 of Paul Smarmato. Tyler Bergert in the 44, the 14 of Kenneth Graves. And that should be our run of our field here tonight. So let's get down to business here as we work them on by. Coming down out of turn 1 already on the hunt. As I mentioned before, we're still working some new stuff in here. So we're still working some new things in at the moment. So if we do miss something, we do kind of catch you off guard. Just know we're working at it. Trust us. They'll bring him on down out of turn 4 here, though. Coming back on around here. You can see the 48 of Johnny Taylor already off to a strong start here. Making a hard charge there with Nicholas Wilson right in his sights here. The Burgermeister is in trouble already on that early going out of turn 1 down in turn 2 here. The 48 there. Taylor making a big move there, making a jump on around, trying to fight his way up to the top spot already. Back him on in down out of turn 3 and a 4. Here you can see a nice run there for Wilson, but he's trying to stay ahead there of Johnny Taylor. Johnny, he's a multiple sign winner here. He's been out on the bow here as of late, really fighting and showing his worth here in that ARCA Series car. Runs it back on in, stays in his momentum, stays in the line as Byron Bartlett in the 77 had the early start in qualifying, but right now kind of laying low. He's got James Freddie Kruger right behind him in that 25 machine. They back him on down and around they go here, coming through here as now Wilson being challenged up has been taken overtake by the lead. That'll be now the 48 of Johnny Taylor taking that spot up from him. So it's a nice solid start, nice solid lead immediately for the 48 of Johnny Taylor. Of course, obviously, he's been one of those guys that you just can't help but keep your eye on every time he's out on the track. He's always been fighting his way in, fighting his way up, giving it everything he's got here. Hasn't really, in my opinion, though, truly shown what he's capable of. I think right now you're seeing a little bit of what he hasn't done and hasn't showed us here on P10 Racing TV before. He's definitely starting to get some runs here. As they back him on around out of turn 2 here, everybody's still jockeying for position. Tyler Hunt, wait a minute, caution's out, caution's out. Caution is out, looks like some trouble there for David Castelli. Here on lap 5, we'll go ahead and take a look at the replay here. Let's go and take another look at this from another angle here. Here is the P10 Instant replay, and coming down that front straightaway here, David Castelli gets a little bit loose off that corner. Sends it into the grass, goes up on the high side, gets into big trouble there. A 3-wide salute must initiate between Brian W. Wiggins and Art Millen, and the caution is called right there. So they will try to get the drivers back underway, back on the wraps here. A lot of time to be had here, a lot of runs to go down, and definitely, when you really think about it, there's a lot that these drivers need to stay in the position and keep in mind when they're coming through here. So we do have a few drivers that are here with us here tonight that I will guarantee are probably willing to talk here in a minute, but we'll go ahead and we'll see where everybody plays out here in position and where they're going here. So it looks like everybody going in for a pit road here. Maybe a little tire strategy. Maybe try to see how the tires are. Maybe get some new tires or gas on them. Not a bad idea when you really think about it. It just takes time and takes time and place to get these cars figured in and figured out the right way. And when all is said and done, you really want to have the best line to the pocket and the best line to run around here. And yeah, it definitely shows here. The 48 of Johnny Taylor makes it out first. So it will be Nicholas Wilson named James Kruger there. Well, I think it's only fitting. We bring in James Kruger right now, so we've got him on the call here. This is the 25 of James Freddie Kruger, and James right now currently off to a pretty solid start here already in the 3rd spot coming off pit road. What's going to be the strategy tonight to stay in this one?
So strategy, stays the same, man. Keep the nose clean at the first of the race. See what I got. So far, just a quick shakedown. I'm pretty happy with what I got. I think I got something for him tonight.
It definitely seems like you always have something to kind of give when it comes to these races, and I definitely tell you, looking at your position right now and how you're hanging in there, I'd say honestly it might be just a matter of time before it starts working into your favor. So, but nevertheless, here, James, anything you want to say to the folks at home real quick watching live with us right now?
Hope everybody's ready for a heck of a race. You know, it's a long one, but we're going to have fun and put on a show for you guys.
The Butcher Boys Motorsports, number 25, James Kruger, ready to rock and roll here tonight, Chicagoland. Good luck, bud.
Yep, thank you, sir.
Absolutely. James Freddy Kruger there, everybody, having a little chit-chat with him. We'll see who else we can get into the booth here in just a minute. We're getting word right now from the producers that we have another driver that's ready to talk with us here. That would be Kyle Hanna in the number 4 machine. Kyle, do you have a copy there, sir?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do. We've got you on call. All right, Hanna. Right now, you got a little bit of work to do here. Currently, you're going to start in the 7th spot behind Tyler on the hunt. And if you remember right, he actually was a rival of yours from your team, Motorsports, but now you two are teammates. Is that right?
That's correct. You know, we're excited to have him. He's a great asset to the team, so we're super excited.
Definitely for sure there. And I got to ask you real quick. I mean, we asked earlier with your teammate James Kruger, but you know, what's going to be the strategy tonight to really make that diehard number 4 get some momentum tonight?
You know, we're just hoping for the long run longevity. If we get some long green flag runs, I hope our setup will shine there. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, as you're about ready to get going green, we'll let you get back down to that. So good luck out there, bud. We'll see how this one plays out.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Kyle Hanna, real quick, we're going to get him back into the booth because we're going green here right now, folks. Here we go, back underway. And off that start, Brian W. Wiggins will have the early advantage, and I don't know how much longer he's going to have that when he's got the 48 of Johnny Taylor already swinging by him there. That Fritz Solar Company number 5 machine got passed on around pretty quickly there, if you ask me. I think Taylor is going to be the guy to beat tonight. Whether he's got a short run or a long run, it remains to be seen. And we'll go more into about everything later on, but right now, caution is out. Caution is out yet again. Big trouble, unfortunately. Looks like Byron Bartlett has crashed upon himself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. See what happened there exactly. Oh, yeah, big crash here. Let's take a look at this here just from another angle. A little bit of trouble there, of course, for Bartlett, and he gets a little bit tagged around, and once you get tangled in like that, man, there ain't nowhere to go, unfortunately. Tough right there for him, and he's going to have to start his way into the back here a little bit. So our drivers will now get racked and stacked and all that yet again. Johnny Taylor still with the race lead currently, as they'll hold off Brian W. Wiggins for the start here. So we'll back them on around yet again here. Guys, get them situated through here, and a lot of racing to be had here, of course, at Chicagoland Speedway. This being the Illinois 200, there is a lot of laps that go down. There's a lot of laps to be thrown on here. And you can always tell when these guys have to go out of here, there's always going to be a bit of a battle on their hands. Nobody tries to give anything less than more when it comes to this stuff. They all want the same thing, and that's to be a champion here and to get that race winning. But it is so easy to make mistakes around here, and it's so easy to make bobbles and issues that you never know what to expect around here. Mark Cook in the 88 machine right now stays in it as well, and that Wounded Warrior Project number 88 machine looking to possibly fight his way into position and into the top zone. He'll have James Freddy Kruger right in front of him here. Both drivers currently out of position wise are even keeled. Both started 4th and 5th at the moment. Brian W. Wiggins really the only hard charger, if you will, except for Mark Dillon Jr. Dillon up 8 spots from his spot right now. He's up in the 9th spot, so he starts 17th. Meanwhile, second, Brian W. Wiggins currently up 12 after pretty much kind of staying out of pit road and leaving it alone for the moment. We'll be trying to play more into the fuel strategy of it here in that Extreme Motorsports number 5 machine. We'll see if that strategy plays into his advantage later. We'll see if that works well enough for him to get himself into a good position. And I think we're going to the 1 to go now this time by. As you get a good look there at the 8 Home Alone Extreme Motorsports of Mark Sikosi. And folks, let's just be honest with ourselves here. Sikosi and Tyler Hunt, former teammates, are definitely going to be bitter rivals when it comes down to it. I can tell everyone loves each other when you're off the track, but when you're on the track, well, let's just say there's a lot of war to go down there, and there's a lot of battles to be had. And that's what we like to see here on PGA Racing TV, is a good run and a good race from these drivers. So here we go, folks. So come on by down out of turn 3 and 4 here. We'll get this one worked on in. There we go. Green flag flies out in the way yet again. Johnny Taylor will have the advantage coming off the start. Back on in, down and around we go. Here, Johnny Taylor up in the front here, moves it on in. Looks like some trouble there for Terry Dougie. Terry having some troubles in the back there. It gets pushed in the back a little bit right now as he currently is trying to stay in position and on line. Yellow flag's out. Yellow flag is out, folks. We had our heads turned for a minute there, and something going horribly wrong here for Terry off that start. Let's see what happened here exactly. Oh, he didn't even go off that line. Justin Cope just kind of tagged him in, and the motor just went. Well, I'm not sure if he didn't even have any run, there or what, but unfortunately, that did not even go, and that car just did not come to life. But he hasn't gone to life now, but damage is already done. He's already used an instant repair up. Now our drivers will work them back in, and looks like a little bit of trouble there for Tyler Hunt. Well, I guess while we're at, let's see what happened exactly here. Coming down that back straightaway here, and whoa, Cook, yeah, he was overdriving that one a little bit and ends up tagging old Hunt there. Maybe a little friendly racing there, if you will, but definitely not what you wanted to see there in this case. And Hunt will have to go in pit road to get that adjusted in and fixed up a little bit here, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. A lot of laps left to be had here for the old school league, Illinois 200 at Chicagoland Speedway here tonight. And when we come back, folks, we'll get these drivers ready and back stacked and all that, and we'll get ready to go for some more racing here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, tonight's race is brought to you in part by Affordable SEO and Marketing, with services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pins, candy, and more. It's time you outrank your competition online today. And now a word from their sponsors over at PEG.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I started trying to over the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
As we the cars back around here, ready to go back underway over here. Field works on in. Field will come by here. Once again, Johnny Taylor will have the early advantage here. He still has the race lead as Nicholas Wilson in that 53 will try to hold him off here and try to fight it in there as much as he can. James Freddie Kruger in that 25 machine will definitely have a hard run coming with Kyle Hanna in the sights as well. The Butcher Boys right now, Butcher Motorsports has got 4 of their guys right in the hunt for that race lead here. And then Mark Sikosi kind of leading this charge here with the Team Extreme Motorsports here, trying to rally the troops, getting everybody ready to go. Pace truck comes off down out of turn 4. Waiting for the green flag here. We'll fly him high and get him stacked and all that. Let's get back to racing here, folks. Back on through here, down out of turn 1, down into turn 2 here. Johnny Taylor still already onto a strong start here. Makes his nice moves and makes some good runs there on Wilson. As the rest of our field works back in here. Now the 4 there of Kyle Hanna passed up by the Extreme Motorsports home alone of Mark Sikosi. Sikosi starting to leeway his troops, trying to build the momentum up, trying to get some going for his team here, trying to get ahead of these drivers. They'll bring them on down around that front straightaway here. Still hard charging their way on by everybody jockeying for position. Making a good run and a half as James Kruger tries to hold off there. The old 8 machine of Sikosi. We're on board here with Sikosi. One thing that's nice about this track is because of the size and length of it, is it allows them actually to run some much harder lines and some much better pacings here in the corners, which that will definitely give them the advantage they need when it comes down to it. Right behind all of them here, the Kodiak 27 of Mark Thomas starting to fight it in there with Brian W. Wiggins. Wiggins falling back further and further. Thomas kind of laying low, if you will, just kind of laying into his position. Staying on around they go, frickin' through, back and back, and all that. Back on through, down out of turn 3 into 4 here. Still trying to get themselves a little bit of a run and a leeway here to get up into position. Right now as Art Milne has to go battling it out here with David Castelli. Canada versus America in this one here. Art Milne from Canada right now doing battle here with David Castelli in that 15 machine as they fight them on through, down out of turn 2 to the backstretch. This 134 lap race is definitely going to be wielding some comparable moments and some strong runs here, which can lead into a lot of issues and a lot of carriers, but it all just depends on how they run their line, how they run their position up, trying to stay in this one. As they're backing on down around, they'll charge them back in down in turn 1, back on through. Hard run coming from these drivers out of turn 2, though. Milne gets a little loose, scopes at the door. Castelli to the inside, makes a nice pass out of turn 2. Nice pass there by David Castelli, last week's feature winner at the Firecracker 200 there at Daytona Speedway. What a run he had there, man. He had to fight his life to get that one, and he managed to take that one home. You see right there on the gridding order here in opposition here, of course, Castelli, man, he's been trying to hang in there with these guys for quite some time. He never got that race winning until literally that day when he managed to come out somehow, some way, pull a rabbit out of the hat when he needed to most and managed to get himself a victory when it all mattered. And it was a pretty good run, to say the least, there, in a great positioning on how he ran that one. And so far so good right now for him, continuing on by as he currently is in the 7th spot at the moment. Mark Dillon Jr. right now are pretty much our hard charger, if you will, we'd like to call them. Those hard chargers are the ones that can get some momentum built up and currently get some better runs going for themselves. As they bring it on back around here yet again, still we're focusing on Mark Dillon Jr. right now. And how about this kid, man? Started 17th right now, up 6th right now, doing a pretty good job holding his own, holding his line out, really running his area, running his course to where he needs to, and to stay in position for doing that. I'd say is honestly a pretty remarkable spot there for him. Not a lot of battles going on up front. Not a lot of battles going in the back at the moment either. Tires-wise right now, the gap between Johnny Taylor and Nicholas Wilson is only about about 8/10 of a second. So Wilson can definitely catch up to him here when the time is right. And speaking of time, it's right. A little bit of trouble there out of turn 2. Big trouble there. We got problems all over the place. Yellow flag is out. James K. Miller and Art Milne are involved in that one. Oh my, folks. Let's go to the replay here and take a look at this one. Find out what happened here as they come on by down out of turn 1. James K. Miller gets a little loose, takes it for a ride, and takes it for a little tumble and spin, if you will. We're gonna go on board here with him and see what exactly he saw when he had that trouble start up for him. Bouncing around out turn front straightaway, gets into that wall slightly and manages to stay in the throttle, but he gets a hit loose, and next thing you know, he gets into the 14 of Kenneth Grazing. Up on his side, not upside down. Manages to keep the car in one piece, but damage already done though. See right there on the front there, that machine's already had some damage up to it. Oh my, folks, that was definitely not what they had in mind there as everybody goes in pit road here. Everybody has put it into pit lane, and now looks like Nicholas Wilson getting into pit road, and so is Johnny Taylor there. So get a good look at the field here, working it by, getting everybody in. There's definitely been some stunned as Menards kind of speed here tonight from these drivers and some serious momentum leading way into this one. But biggest thing I would say is these guys and gals, man, they've got to stay patient and got to stay focused on what they're up to and what they're doing when it comes down to the line here tonight. They've just got to remember, you can see the size of this track. This track eats tires away like it's for breakfast. It does not hold back when it comes to those serious runs and serious momentum pushes. But at the same time, all it takes is one little hiccup and one little mess up, and that's the end of your night for you. And speaking of the end of our night, let's go ahead and talk real quick with David Castelli, because last week I should say, it was he who managed to take home the W there and get the victory on that hard charge at Daytona. And tonight, right now, you're currently working your way in from that 7th spot. Do you think you have another hard charge here tonight to try to catch up with these guys there, Castelli?
I hope so. Car feels pretty good. It's kind of, quick, but it's a little loose off the start, so they kind of get away from it there. Hopefully I can get it put together here soon, be up front.
For sure there. Maybe you can give a little bit of intro perspective as well for what you're feeling when it comes to loose versus tight on the starts and versus the ending for you when it comes to the run on your lining right now.
Well, tires are cold, so they want to slip and slide. Whenever it warms up, when you can go a little bit faster, but at the same time, you got to conserve tires, otherwise you'll be pushing up towards the wall.
Definitely for sure there. Well, Castelli, right now it looks like you got the right mindset and the right game plan, so go ahead and fight it out there, bud, and take this one on through.
Thank you.
Absolutely. David Castelli, everybody. Chit-chatting away with us here real quick as he was on call there, of course. Still trying to figure out all the new overlays. I'm still figuring out all the new stuff we have here on display here at Peak Team Racing TV, and I can tell you right now, folks, there's still a lot of work to be had here and a lot of work that we still need to get things figured in for as we now initiate a one to go here coming on by. So let's get this rack and let's get this re-racked, let's get this restacked and all that here and see how our drivers will play it out here. Right now, Johnny Taylor though, really yet to literally leave his spot, leave his position up here. He's been just kind of doing his own thing, giving his own stuff here. And that definitely is showcasing what of a kind of a driver he will be when it comes down to those runs. It comes down to the positions here. He's not one to quit here, folks. He's not one to give anything up on these spots. He'll fight to your end here. He'll fight to all he's got if it means giving him a chance at victory and giving him a chance at the championship here. We'll back on through here, and of course we'll run the series up until April here, but right now we're in the December times, and you know, when it's Christmas time out here, you know, you gotta have a little bit of sugars and sweets, and there ain't nothing a little sweeter than a good restart as Johnny Taylor gets that line right off the start. Back him on in already, back in through here. Look at this, Mark Sikosi gonna go out of here with James Kruger. Kruger already trying to hang in there, trying to stay in position as they work on by. Kruger to the inside, Sikosi on the outside. Who's going to be able to outpace the other here? Who's going to be able to outdo the other for third right now? Looks like Sikosi drifting up just a hint. Starting to give the run there to Kruger. You got a serious battle for third here between these drivers. Whoa, almost contact made there between them, but they were able to hold it out. Still on the run, still on the game here currently. Trying to fight his way up into position is Mark Sikosi, trying to get up to that 25 of James Kruger. Kruger doing a pretty good job right now, though, hanging on to his position, hanging on to his line. As they work him on back around here yet again, still charging for position. They are trying to hang in this one to the end. Right behind all of them here, you can see the 44 of Tyler Berger moving up now 9 spots from where he was at earlier. He's moved in there with David Castelli. Castelli and him will do battle here. It's going to be a long, drawn-out race here for these drivers. They all know what they've got to do, which is just stay focused and stay on course, stay on target to the very, very end. We're just about 100 laps left to go in this one. With this ARCA Series Special right now as they're bringing on down. And yet again, here comes the 44 now, built it up by there on around. Berger looking for the run around Castelli, and Castelli just gives him the outside line up. Well, has to use the inside line up, I should say. He goes the outside as he's got Justin Cope in that 9 right behind him here. As you can see, though, right behind all of them, Kenneth Graves in that 14 machine. He's got a pretty good run coming here. We'll bring him on down out of turn 3 and 4 here. Solid foundation, solid speed and momentum there coming from Kenneth Graves as he swings it on by Castelli. Moves it on down the inside line, moves back on up. Tyler on the hunt. Almost takes a little lick from him, but the 88 of Mark Cook as well moves on by. Castelli did say earlier he was a little bit worried about that tires burning up too quick and really losing his run. I can definitely see why he is now, because he lost a lot of run and a lot of momentum there. Coming on by as 5 cars battle for a position here between that, but Brian W. Wiggins goes for a ride. Caution is out, and Wiggins, oh my. We'll have to go to the replay here and take a look at what happened exactly there on that little skirmish, scruffle, if you will. That was a pretty good run, though, coming from them. Unfortunately, though, not the way they wanted to do it. Here is PTM Instant Replay here. Let's watch this as a 3-wide salute initiated between Justin Cope, Brian W. Wiggins, and Tyler Berger there. Wiggins kind of drifting in a little bit. Justin Cope goes up, and Kenneth Graves just barely taps him there. Obviously not intentional by any means of the imagination, but that's just hard racing sometimes for you. That will set Wiggins back quite a bit. Arndt Millen right now currently a lap back at the moment. He's going to try to get that back from everyone here as our field works him on by yet again. We'll see the drivers come back to life here and back to running here in formation as we now bring in Mark Thomas. Alright, now folks, we have him on the line and on the call. This is Mark Thomas in that 27 Kodiak machine. And Mark, right now, off to not the best start, I think, in your mind, because you're sitting about 5 positions back, but it is early, though. Are you saving more towards that long run tonight, my friend?
Yeah, that was the whole plan for tonight. Really, was to focus more on the long run stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't actually managed to have a long run as of yet. I'm still, I think we're still working on it. But yeah, the long run pace is what I've been working on.
For sure there. Now, maybe you can give a little bit of a tip, an insider term here from when you're driving here on the ARCA series to maybe the fans at home and maybe some fellow drivers here. What really is the way to make sure you have a full-on long run when you're running this track here?
The trouble with the setup here is quite difficult, especially if you run open setup cars like we do, because you want it to run just on the fraction of loose so that you get really decent drive off. And unfortunately, trying to get that here is quite tricky because turn 1 and 2 tends to be quite planted. Turn 3 and 4, if you get that wrong, you are just going round, and that's just, or it's all over then.
For sure there, my friend, but nonetheless, seems like you got this one figured in, and it looks like you've got something maybe to work by here to these drivers and see if maybe you can catch them up here. But nevertheless, Mark, good luck out there, and hopefully everything works out to your favor.
Thanks very much. Pleasure talking with you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again. All right, guys, we'll get him back out around. And we'll get this one worked on in here yet again. Looks like we don't have any more drivers to call right now, so we'll leave them alone, as we always do. As the drivers now lead them in here, get ready for green flag racing yet again. Nicholas Wilson and the Burnmeister 53 tonight, trying to take on the 48 Goodwrench machine there of Johnny Taylor. Johnny, man, he's been changing schemes all around as of late. I think he had a Jimmy Johnson scheme not too long ago. Now he's rocking a Dale Earnhardt Sr. scheme here. I think he's been paying tribute to Dale a little bit because right now he's looking like a pretty hard charger out there, pretty fast at the moment. Really intimidating these drivers and really giving them something to say the least here when it comes to the battles. Mark Sikosi in that number 8 Home Alone machine, also one of the guys that you got to keep your eye on here. He's won many times here on the circuit. He's had quite a few good battles here. Looking to keep that going tonight. And then, of course, Mark Dillon Jr., Tyler Berger. They may be new to the series, but they're definitely not new when it comes to their battles as friends here and teammates, it looks like, as well. So we'll see who's going to be able to outpace and outwit the other here. But on this restart, it will be Johnny Taylor that has the early advantage here on the start. So we'll see if he is able to keep that momentum to be and keep it all the way through to the end. He's got a lot of work to do, though, for these guys. A lot of times left. Pace truck stays out. We're going to do one more lap around here, folks. Rack stacked, all that, ready to go, ready to fire, ready to pound, ready to farce, ready to dart, all that, my friends. This is going to be something here. Still a lot of laps left, just under 100 here in that, for that matter of fact. So definitely right now, with these guys going as hard as they're going to be going tonight, they're going to have to seriously think about what they want to do with this position and what they want to do with this race in general, because when all is said and done, you know, they have the cars to beat. They have the drive. They have the crowd support, obviously. And if you're also wondering at home, folks, you can join. If you're interested in joining Old School League, they are taking applications and spots open and available. So if you're interested, be sure to follow the link I sent down in the description down below to catch all their action right now. We'll work them on through here this time by now. The 48 of Johnny Taylor will have his way on the start. Can he get another run and a half here? We bring him on by. Let the lights flicker, let the lights flash, because it's time for a dash. Here we go. Right on the start here, the 48 of Taylor already onto a pretty good battle here, already working it by in. As you see, the 4 of Kyle Hanna giving it a good showcase here, trying to get the die-hard number 4 machine up into the pace, up into position here to get around the Extreme Motorsports Affordable SEO Home Alone machine there of Mark Sikosi. Sikosi kind of rocking 3 different paint schemes at the same time here. Rocking his Affordable SEO a little bit of Dale Earnhardt Jr. tribute machine, and a little bit of also just throwing in some Home Alone stuff there, of course, because why not? Jockeying down for the road, jockeying down for the position here. James Kruger has still got a pretty good line here in that turn 3, built it up by, as a 53 there, Nicholas Wilson trying to challenge him up here, trying to get a running going for himself. They'll bring him on down around here yet again, still in the position in the run here. Nicholas Wilson has got the early advantage though, still hanging on by, but he's not catching Johnny Taylor at all. As a matter of fact, Taylor is almost a second up on him right now. He's currently about 6/10 up, almost 7/10 in, and it looks like Taylor right now, we're going to come on board here with him. We're going to show you how he's cornering as well as he is right now. How hard that run is to that bottom and how hard he's got to make that stick up there, but it's so smooth to get that car right where it's at and right where it's in position. It's so easy to get loose off that, but yeah, he's making it look stupid easy. Now James Kruger moves in here, moves on by down. Now he gets around turn 1, gets on turn forward into the bow here. The 53, Nicholas Wilson will have to do battle here as Kruger moves on the inside, makes a nice jump and a half, if you will. Kruger has taken over for a second now as Wilson is starting to falter in the back a little bit. He stays in the momentum though, as Mark Sikosi will try to get up there with the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. They're trying to defend him off, tries to apex it off that bottom line, but Sikosi sees blood in the water. He smells it like a shark is, and he's got some runs coming here to the top spot, trying to make that dash up to pass the 53 there, Wilson. Nicholas Wilson giving it everything he can to defend off the Extreme Motorsports Affordable SEO Home Alone number 8 of Mark Sikosi. He's done a pretty good job, I would say, hanging in this one. Still pretty much staying in the run as well. Meanwhile, right behind both of them here, Mark Dillon Jr. in that 54 machine, looking to leeway his way in this one as well. Got a solid run to the pocket, and he's got an eye out for Kyle Hanna in that 4 machine. Kyle right now just trying to conserve tires and stay out of trouble. But I don't think it's going to help him too much here when you got a 54 machine right behind you here fighting his way through. Mark Dillon Jr. giving it everything he can to jockey around this one. They bring him on back around yet again here. Everybody for themselves, everybody for their position. Justin Cope now, that number 9, working in hard down that back straightaway here is the 88 of Mark Cook. Looking to leeway his way into this one. Cope, Hunt, and Cook all at it here between one another. Neither driver giving an inch, and neither one of them going to lose up ground and lose up time here with the way this has been playing out. They all want the same thing here. They all want to get a good run and a half here. Back him on through here now. Tyler Hunt looks like he's in a serious battle here for the 8th spot. A little bit of contact made there between the drivers. They hold it out though. They keep it on line and on position here. As you see, the battle is indeed for 8th between Justin Cope, Tyler Hunt, and Mark Cook right now. Cook, the guy that leads in 8th. Tyler Hunt right now just trying to make his way around him. Justin Cope and him at it here between one another. Cope gets right into the back there a little bit. Gets it right in the position here, and you can see Hunt, man, he's fighting for everything he's got to get around Cope. But Cope, man, he just does not give him an inch there. Continuing to hold his line and hold his position on by. Some serious runs and a half here, but it's just not working to their favor and to their advantage here, unfortunately. Which is definitely showcasing really the big problem right now, which is who's going to be able to outplace and outpass the other. Nicholas Wilson right now has got a pretty solid idea on how to do that here right at the moment. He's up in the 3rd spot at the moment with Mark Sikosi following right in pursuit. These drivers giving it a pretty good run here, a pretty good battle up into position here as they work them on by yet again here. Still in the back, Tyler Hunt right now trying to catch back up to Justin Cope as David Castelli and Mark Thomas will go at it here for a little bit. You heard Thomas there earlier, he's shooting for a long run here. He's trying to stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of trouble zone. So far, it seems to be working out all right for him. As David Castelli right now on that 24 machine having a little bit of a battle here with Brian W. Wiggins up for the 11th spot. Back on through here, still on the hard charge here between these two. Castelli to the inside, moving his way around. Oh, that could have been contact zone there between the 5. I had open my big fat mouth. Brian W. Wiggins gets into it there with Castelli, and now Thomas makes his charge up for the 11th spot. He takes a nice 1.5 coming on by. Swinging it on through here, down and about yet again. Castelli trying to hang him off, trying to fight him through there, coming down that front straightaway. Serious runs and a half here from these drivers. Serious momentum gained on their spots. And Mark Thomas right now is doing everything he can to stay ahead of the curve and stay out of that trouble zone. He's been doing a pretty good job, I must admit. And Castelli just kind of faltering light behind him, of course. Meanwhile, right in front of all of them here, Mark Cook going at it here a little bit here with that 44 of Tyler Berger. Berger giving it a good run here, making his way on by. Still charging his way up into position, still trying to find a rhythm and a half here and maybe make the move when it counts and needs it most. Now Justin Cope joins the fray. He's starting to charge his way in this one. Back on through here, battling on by. Some good moments, some good runs here. This is some good stuff here. They back on through. Now Tyler on the hunt. He's back on the fight. He's back on the hunt. He is in pursuit to make his way around that 44 of Berger and get his way back into Justin Cope in the number 9. So bring it on back around here yet again, down out of turn 3 and a 4 here. Tyler Hunt, man. That cat just does not give an inch to anybody. He will not give anything out of here. That was out of turn 2, I should say, not turn 4. Swings it on by, down out of turn 3 and a 4. This time by Tyler Hunt. Looking to eye the Monster Energy blue machine of Justin Cope. Cope leading it on in, leading it on through. Hunt right now doing everything he can to stay in this one, staying on the throttle, staying on the momentum. Back him on in now, Cope into the wall, gets in there a little bit, slams it on the front stretch, back into the wall he goes. Oh my, what I was about to say, he was running a pretty hard line there, and it looks like the line gave up. Tires just spun a little bit, and that's all it takes here. Whoa, Kenneth Gray's up into the wall as well. Trouble there for both drivers, and it's just, oh no! Brian W. Wiggins gets into him there. That's calling for the caution there. That's calling for a caution. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. Oh my, well now. Well, let's take a look at that train of revenge, shall we? First, Kenneth Graves First, it was Justin Cope going the wall. Then Kenneth Graves goes in there. Brian W. Wiggins is trying to figure out where to stay out of trouble zone. And unfortunately, he still seems to find a way to get himself into trouble. And sends himself into the wall there and out of turn 2. And unfortunately, not what you wanted to see from the Fritz Solar Company machine there. 5 of Wiggins. That will definitely set him back a little bit here and set them on through a little bit more. As the field will work them on in, they were waiting for the pace truck to get around him here, and they have indeed now. Johnny Taylor will be the man to keep your eye out here on this start here when they get out of pit road here. So as we bring him on around here, get it focused in yet again. Doesn't look like we have anybody we can bring in the call right now, unfortunately. Everyone's still kind of talking their way through and doing their own thing here. James K. Miller stays on out. Looks like he is going to try something here. Looks like he's going to try to make that car last a little bit. The only problem is you got the 48 of Johnny Taylor coming up on you, so that'll definitely fight your way through. So as we get ready to get back to the race here, folks, your top 5 right now: James K. Miller, Johnny Taylor, James Kruger, Mark Sikosi, and Tyler Hunt are all going to try to wrap this one up and get a position in here. We're just about the halfway point. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more PTA race. We'll be right back with some more Old School League here at the Illinois 200 from PTA Racing TV. Tonight's race brought to you in part by Affordable SEO and Marketing. If you're looking for services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pens, candy, and more, well, it's time you outrank your competition online today with the Affordable SEO. And now a word from the FEG PC Boys.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I started trying over the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Alright, as we get back to the green flag here, we're back underway here, and Johnny Taylor off that start there already has a pretty good line pocket as well. It takes it away there from Mark Sikosi and James K. Miller. James K. Miller trying to work that fuel strategy and put that pit strategy in, but it didn't quite go to his advantage here, and that definitely is sending him back a few spots as Tyler Hunt right now fights it on in down that front straightaway here down in turn 1. The 88 of Mark Cook now looking to work it on in and making some positions up. He's got some runs coming, definitely makes the pass on by. Stays in the run and a half as Nicholas Wilson swings it on the inside. Everybody giving it all that's worth. Everybody giving it a shot and a half here. Nobody giving an inch here. Nobody counting out here. Swing him on through it here right now. Johnny Taylor still your race leader, and by a pretty good margin of error here. As Mark Sikosi having to go bad at it here with James Kruger. James Kruger right now giving him a hard run and a hard fight here. Everybody jockeying for position. Everybody running their line here. Will it be the Home Alone versus the Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer here? I don't know, but I can tell you one thing. Either way, this is going to either end up in a trap or it's going to end up in the skies. But either way, it works for me. Back around out of turn 4 to that front straightaway. They'll come on down around yet again. Still jockeying for position, still battling for position here. Down to that turn 2. There they go. Everybody jockeying for the run, looking for a spot in this position here. Kroger makes his run there around Sikosi. Sikosi a little bit in trouble, lost some ground up there. That's Tyler Hunt, his former teammate there from Extreme Motorsports. Looking to get the Butcher Boys 20 machine up into the spotlight here in that Home Depot BTM Racing TV car. Down and through they go here, down and about, side by side with Mark Cook in the 88 machine. And rounded out of turn 2 they go. Garrett fighting it in for position here, fighting it hard as they can, is giving it all they've got here. Every driver for themselves here, everybody trying to stay in this one. Mark Cook looking to try to even peel it out of turn 4 here, but he's got a run and a half there coming from Tyler Hunt and Nicholas Wilson as well. Either way, if you make a mistake now, well, let's just say you hope you better find a way to catch back up really quick. This is the battle for 4th here. These drivers giving it all they can here between one another. Mark Cook right now trying to stay ahead of the curveball here. Tyler Hunt now challenges him to the inside. Back him on through here, still fighting for position, still hanging this one. Nicholas Wilson right behind both of them. A mistake from either one will give Wilson the shot that he needs to get that run back around and maybe catch back up to his fellow other teammates here. But he's got one guy right now that he works with all the time here right in front of him. The Butcher Boys right now, Hunt and Wilson all at it here. Hunt trying to stay in the run, stay in position, but you saw the 88 of Mark Cook getting a little bit loose there. Coming off that line, coming off that position. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect him for later, but it definitely seemed to slow him up a bit. Sorry I never got to the chat here tonight, guys. We haven't seen much, so we just kind of left the chat for a little bit. But Brock Whitehead, it's good to have you on board here, bud. How you doing? Thomas Whitehead as well joins us on in, saying sorry I'm late, but it's good to have you on board either way, whether you're late or never, buddy. Thomas, also Ken Wirebaugh joins us in, saying go Johnny Taylor, go Mark Sikosi. Teammates and a half. Johnny Taylor right now working with Extreme Motorsports, so even though Extreme Motorsports lost Tyler Hunt, they gained a pretty good driver there in Johnny Taylor for, I would say, a pretty good reason. Tyler Hunt right now giving it a pretty good run and a half here, staying in that position here. See the graphic on screen, his teammate right behind him there, of course, is that 53 of Nicholas Wilson, who's also part of the Butcher Boys series. They're running their lines in pretty quick, running their lines in pretty stable here, and Hunt right now trying to stay in it, but looks like teammate Wilson's thinking other plans. Other ideas, other lines to the pocket going on down. Here they come, down at a turn 3 and a 4. Wilson to the inside, makes a nice jump and a half there around Hunt. Hunt's going to have to try to get him back in those corners. Let's go on board here with him for a whole lap. If you listen carefully to those tires right now, you actually can probably hear a little bit of the shredding that's going on down there. The more you keep hearing that noise, listen. The more that means that car is burning tires up quicker and quicker, and that can mean two things. You get looser and tighten up, or you can find a way to loosen it back out as time goes on, the way your setup is. And this being open setups means they're allowed to do some different things to their cars here that help them out big time here. That's Mark Sikosi, and that number 8 machine still leading the pack on in, still getting a pretty good position here up in the 3rd spot. He's up 9 spots at the moment, or 6 spots I should say. If he started 9th, I will. giving it a pretty good run and a half. Kenneth Gray's up 10 right now as well. He started 19th. He's in a pretty good position to stay in that run there. Brian W. Wiggins from earlier had some troubles there, unfortunately, and setting him back quite a bit. Mark Dillon Jr. right now looking to challenge up the 24. David Castelli, last week's feature winner. They bring it on down the back here. Threw it on by here. Everybody jockeying for position here. Everyone running their line on through. Mark Dillon Jr. obviously making the debut here tonight with our show. Making a first time appearance on the old school league, to our knowledge anyway. He hangs on back here, hangs into position, still doing a pretty good line, a pretty good spot run to the spot here. Past the halfway point. All drivers still trying to hang in this one, still give themselves a run and a half here. Castelli to the outside. Looks like Dillon Jr. is going to make his work into the inside. Back on around we go here. Battles it hard, battles it in quick. A little bit of a loose spot there for Castelli. Someone coming out of turn 4 there. Looks like the car couldn't quite handle the momentum he was carrying through there. As we now have back on board here, Mark Thomas in that 27 machine. Kind of doing his own thing right now at the moment, just kind of staying in the run here. Speaking of staying in the run right now, looks like James Kruger actually has a little bit of a run of his own going here. He's catching up by about 100 of a second right now, up on Johnny Taylor. Johnny Taylor right now is catching him in the corners, but he's not out of this one just yet here, folks. He can definitely give it a good run and a half here. They'll bring him on back through here. Everyone jockeying in their spot, jockeying in their run. See it right here, right now. Kruger trying to give it a good run and a half here to catch up there to Johnny Taylor. Right now, Extreme Motorsports versus the Butcher Motorsports team. That is definitely a rivalry and a half between those guys. Good friends off the track, but when they're racing on the track, there's definitely some board between these two. Taylor right now just trying to lay low, trying to stay in the run here, trying to stay up in position. Kruger gets into the wall there out of turn 4, managing to save that one, but that could have been disastrous to say the least there. Somehow though, he stays out of it, stays out of that problem zone. As right now, if you want to talk about problem zone right now, Mark Dillon Jr., he's kind of faltering further and further back. He's actually getting caught up here by Brian W. Wiggins here. And Byron Bartlett right now in that 77. He started on the pole, and ever since then, he hasn't really been able to keep up with the runs and times that go on by here. But he's definitely in it to win it here tonight, that's for sure. Back on around out of turn 4 there. A little bit loose off that corner goes Dillon Jr., but he somehow finds a way to catch some momentum up to take a battle in for 9th. They back him on around now yet again, coming on down out of turn 2. That back straightaway here. They are fighting for position, jockeying for the run. Will it be Mark Dillon Jr. or will it be Kenneth Graves getting the run on this one? Right now, it looks like it's going to go more towards the 54. Dillon gets the run. Kenneth needs to fight back here. He needs to stay in the hunt and stay on that spot. He's got to get back to the inside line there around Dillon Jr. He's not going to get that chance if he doesn't do it. Right behind all of them here, Brian W. Wiggins in that 50, in that 5 machine doing battle here with the 77, I should say, Byron Bartlett. Byron, the Canadian driver right now, battling it out with the Americans yet again. It's Castelli and Wiggins. Perform a daily double on him there, unfortunately. Puts him back a little bit of position and starts to move him up to the front. Right on around we go here, everybody in a hard spot, in a hard-paced run position here. James Kruger right now starting to falter even further back here. Johnny Taylor just kind of He's kind of in a cruise mode at this point. He's kind of in a neutral state. He hasn't really lost any ground, lost any positions here. He's been staying in a pretty good line, a pretty good run here all the way through, and it's definitely showing right now. Mark Thomas right now kind of staying out of his trouble zone, staying on his own turf as well. Not a lot of battles going on, if anything. Actually, times-wise, now-wise, everybody's pretty close. The only folks that are down are in about a half a second of each other. It's really just kind of guys around with Kyle Hanna and Nicholas Wilson. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and showcase them here as we work them on by here. Wilson trying to get some runs and momentum here to get into this one. But he has just been faltering further and further behind here every time he works it in as hard as he does. One into the wall there. Looks like we had some contact made there. I'm not sure who that was exactly. We do know there was contact made somewhere around there. So bringing on down around that front straightaway here now. Wilson looking to be eyed by the 4 of Kyle Hanna. Kyle Hanna giving it a good run and a half here. Bringing it back in, sliding by yet again. Hanna and Wilson all at each other's throats, all at each other's game right now. Neither one wanting to quit, neither one wants to give an inch here to either or. As they back them on down on the front straightaway yet again. You can see the run and a half coming here from these drivers as Mark Sikosi looks to try to get around some lap traffic in this case here. He's getting a pretty good run coming his way. Bringing on through down that front straightaway here. Chopping in position. James K. Miller having to stay out of the way there of Mark Sikosi. Sikosi a little loose off the corner there. Stays in the run though. Stays on position. Stays out of trouble, but that definitely could have been something there. Kyle Hanna right now having a little bit of a run here with Wilson. And Wilson now trying to get around Sikosi yet again. Tyler Hunt has moved up into the second spot. I don't even know how he did it, but man, right now he is definitely showing his strength here. Showing it with all he's got, trying to fight his way up to the top spot. He's got a little bit of work to do here. Wilson makes the jump around there and unfortunately lost it by there with Hanna. Kyle Hanna has taken over that spot there for 5th, or excuse me, 6th at the moment as they work him on through. In a little bit of trouble back behind him there. We got bigger trouble right back behind him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nicholas Wilson gets tagged on in there and the caution comes out for good reason, but my folks, was not expecting that at all. Holy smokes. Let's take a look at the replay, find out what happened here. Was it hard racing or was it something else? Let's see here. Looks like the 21, yeah, he just brought it right back up on the track there, and not a good spot. And that got a little bit of a run there going for James K. Miller, but he ends up running a little too hard and ends up taking both drivers with him here. So let's go ahead and look on the onboard camera here for James K. Miller. I'll show you what he saw when all that was coming by there. Saw it right there. You can see Terry just getting a little bit too aggressive to the top side, trying to bring it back in. James K. Miller just got way too hard on the throttle. Tags in that 21 and ouch, ouch, and did I say ouch? Took a hard lick and a half there and took a big little lug nut or two on that one. James is going to have to try to get the Extreme Motorsports machine fixed up and taken care of here. as the rest of our field will work them on by here and get things taken care of here yet again. Well, here's the thing here, folks. We're coming down on our closing laps here. At the moment, we'll be at lap 94 when they get back out of pit road and before a lap around. And that could definitely change the game up quite a bit here for some of these drivers. Field works on in real quick, folks. When we return for more old school league racing series here, we're going to be coming down on our final laps and maybe the end of this one here. Who is going to be able to take home the win? Who's going to take home the Illinois 200? There's only one way to find out, so stay tuned here with PTM Race TV. We'll be right back with some more old school league series. Tonight's race sponsored by, of course, affordable SEO and marketing with services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pens, candy, and more. It's time you outrate your competition online today. And now a word from FEGPC.net.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
All right, let's get back down to business now, shall we? I think we're initiating a 1 to go signal here, as we will bring the drivers back to life here this next time by, folks. This has been a pretty solid race here between the drivers and a lot of action going on down there, but at the moment, man, it's mainly been just the Johnny Taylor show tonight. No, not Johnny Bravo, but a Johnny Taylor situation here for him. He's just been laying into this one and been running a good line, a good setup all day long. It's definitely helped him out in his favor here. It's definitely been giving him some hands or two, but now can he finish it out and can he complete the run? In order to do that, he's got to stay focused and stay on his cue and on his spot, because he's got a lot of drivers that would love to take that spot away, including likes of Tyler on the hunt in that 20 machine. Tyler hasn't been to victory lane in quite some time here, folks. I guarantee you he would love to change that tonight. He's been fighting every day, every which way to Sunday, just trying to get that back and away from him here. But, you know, when it all boils down to it, there's only one way to truly get it, and that's to literally win right here on this track and on this series. So will it happen here tonight? Well, we're going to find out in just a little bit as they come on by here down yet again at a turn 4. Pace truck gets off the lock. Green flag flies. Let's get back down to business then. Off the line through the chicane. Already another strong start as we lead in lap 96. Just under 40 laps to go here in this one right now as they bring him on back on in here. Everybody jockeying for position. Everybody running their lines in. A little bit of trouble there for Byron Bartlett. Byron Bartlett is in trouble. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. He is spun on the corner here. Watch out. Oh my, folks. Let's go ahead to the replay real quick and see what happened exactly here in this case. A 3-wide salute there between Brian W. Wiggins and Justin Cope ends up setting him into the wall, and Art Millen unfortunately gets a tag and a half of him there. And definitely not the way you want to see that one play out, not the way anybody wants to see a driver get played out there, unfortunately. We're going to show the whole spot here from beginning to end here. Let's take a look at this from another starting point. Let's see who took this one 3 wide here. Looks like Justin Cope off that start there. Val got himself into trouble early, and they just full throttled around it. Barlett didn't even realize that I think Wiggins was already 3 wide. He ends up a little tap there to Wiggins, and ends up set that both for a little bit right, which then sets our build ahead there around turn 1 here, and gets a little spot up there from the 77, and unfortunately Byron Barlett just cannot catch a break here tonight, folks, unfortunately. So Byron Barlett, unfortunately, will have to put it down in pit road there and try to get that car situated through here. Tough break there for him, and definitely not the way you want to see these drivers play that one out. Not at all there. So as we bring it back to the line here and get things wrapped up and ready to go here again, let's go ahead and have another word here with some of the drivers here. Let's have a little chit chat here with James Kruger. All right, folks, we got James Kruger in chat real quick. So Kruger, right now, as we get ready to get back underway here, just under 40 laps left to go, and you're still hanging in there. Do you think maybe there's a little bit more left to give to Johnny Taylor and Tyler Hunt on this starts?
Well, I know I'm going to squeeze everything I can out of it. You know, I made some adjustments on that last pit stop. I feel like I got a chance. You know, we're just going to run it, throw everything we can at it, and do our best.
Definitely for sure there. And I got to ask you tonight, man, what really has been the hardest part about trying to manage and handle this track here when it comes to your runs and your lines?
Tire wear. You really got to be careful. You get deep in a run, it's real easy to overdrive these corners and get real tight off. We got a little kiss on the wall off of 2 there. But we're still good. We still got it straight, all the fenders on it, so I think we still got a chance.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless here, still working it on in, still giving it all it's worth here, and we'll see how everything plays out here for you. But nevertheless, good luck, my friend.
Yes, sir. Here comes a full throttle assault.
Ooh, we love that. We love hearing that around here. Full throttle assault's obviously something that we came up with here a long time ago, but it looks like these boys are starting to finally catch on to our ways. So will we see it? Will we see the full throttle assault? Yeah, only time will tell as we work them on by. We'll be at lap 100 left, which means we just have over 30 laps left to go in this one here on this restart, folks. Plenty of racing to be had here, plenty of battles to go our way, and I can tell you one thing, when it all boils down to it, everybody wants the same thing, which is to get themselves into a higher spot and into a higher position. As they work it on around here, they'll come on down the corners and come down their spots here, and this time by, we will see our drivers back, rack, stack, and all that. Looks like they're going to do one more lap around. Here we go, folks. James Freddy Kruger, Tyler on the hunt, and Johnny Taylor will be your top 5 looking for this one. Top 3 looking in for this one. Sakosi and Cook, you're rounding out your top 5 right now. A lot of battles here from these drivers, a lot of stuff going on in. Folks, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook and share us on around. And we'll also head over to YouTube land as we got some exclusive content there you won't catch anywhere else. And then head over to Twitter and Instagram and follow us there. We always like to have a little bit of love from you guys. We do a lot of it. So let's get this one worked through and get this one back on by. Here we go. Coming down the corners, coming down out of turn 3 and 4. We're going to rock and load them here. Ready and rack, stack and all that. And get this one shacked on back, son. Here we go. Coming down out of turn 4. The front straightaway, Johnny Taylor leads it in. We're underway once again. Back him on in down your corners here. It looks like Sikosi already on a hard charge. You heard a full throttle solo that was coming from Kruger. Well, right now, I think it's Sikosi and Wilson that have got that beat on him right now. They bring it on down out of turn 2 here. Nicholas Wilson trying to make a jump there around Sikosi, trying to get his line away from the inside bottom, trying to defend off, trying to help his teammate out if he can. Speaking of teammates here, Tyler on the hunt now. Teammates here with the 25 there, James Kruger, and the 53 of Wilson. Not so much the 8 of Sikosi anymore. Sikosi's teammate, Johnny Taylor, has pretty much led this entire race around. I think only a few laps has he not been the leader. And that was just because he was on pit road there when they took that lead away from him. Well, the only other times was really when he was really battling for that spot there. He has never really been challenged. Will he be challenged here? Because he's got James Kruger eyeing him on the spot. Tyler Hunt was trying to back off, let the corners kind of do their own thing here and trying to save up tires for that last minute run here. Down on that front straightaway down turn 1, they bring it back in here. Hunt and Sikosi as well as Wilson all at it here with each other. Back on down that back straightaway here. Everybody jockeying for position. Everybody running their line all the way through here to the end. Solid racing, solid momentum carried through from the drivers here as they've got some trouble there in the back, unfortunately. You got one of them in the wall there. That is Mark Dillon Jr. in that 54. He spun out. Whoa! Huge trouble there. Yellow flag is out for good reason there. Crashes on in. Mark Dillon Jr. goes for a ride and a half there. Let's find out what happened here exactly. Here is PTM Instant Replay in all its entirety, in all its glory, my friends. But he was coming out of turn 4. He was already loose. He got stuck in the wall. And I've told you guys before in these ARCA Series cars, you get stuck in that wall, man, you ain't getting out of that one anytime soon. And he just goes for a ride and a half, sends that rear end back straight quickly. And nowhere to go and nowhere to get out of, unfortunately, and that definitely slowed up his momentum and slowed up his ground there. He's going to have a lot of work to do on that damage model. So, now, it's going to be the 48 of Johnny Taylor, the 25 of James Freddy Kruger, and the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. All lined up in position. All ready to go for this next run around here. We talk about drivers that have led entire races before here, but I mean, you gotta say what you will about this one right now. Johnny Taylor has had a strong showing, a strong race all the way through. No matter what lap it was, no matter when it was, he made his move when he needed to. He made his jump when it mattered most. And right now, he's just continuing to keep up with that trend and keep up with that lifestyle here, as he'll bring it on around yet again here for another hard run and a hard lap or two. Gets it back out before Kruger there yet again. Kruger just trying to hope for a little break or catch a little chance here or two. Ryan W. Wiggins right now currently, he is now up in the 5th spot, so he's actually going to have a little bit of a fight here as David Castelli and Byron Bartlett stay on out. That's going to be an interesting strategy here for Castelli. I'm not sure. Maybe he just feels like maybe he can get a little bit of a run leeway here to stay ahead there a little bit for Taylor, or Byron Bartlett will help him out a little bit. I don't know, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I probably would have been the best time would have been to go pit road and get that car situated by, but you know, maybe that's just the way they want to play it. Maybe that's the way they want to run it, you know. You never can be too sure around here, folks, with these guys. Ronnie Christensen joining us on in, watching live at the moment. Ronnie, great to have you on board here. We're coming down on our final laps here, of course. There'll be about just under 30 laps left to remain in this one. Solid racing throughout, solid moments through and through, but you know, now is really going to be the time to change up the game and change up the position here. And who is going to be able to do just that? Not for sure here, folks, but the only true way to find out is to see these guys go out of here in a battle to the finish and a battle to the end. David Castelli, for the first time since winning at Daytona International Speedway, will have the race leader on the start. Looking to try and maybe get himself a little bit of a leeway, a little bit of a help here all the way through. But, you know, the biggest thing is how well will that car hold up and how well will everything stick to the end. Considering what he's dealt with before here, he's got a lot of heavy hitters behind him, and they've got a lot of laps that they haven't burnt in just yet. The one to go is now initiated here. Go, folks, so come on down out of turn 3 and 4 this time by. We're gonna get the cars and the stars and the cars lined back up and ready to fight at this one yet again. So much on the line, so much at stake. Not a lot of room to be making any mistake here, of course, but you know, just it's even more so when they need to get this win here tonight. This is gonna be something to the end here. On around down that front straightaway. Here they go at it. Mark Cook gets in the wall already. He's going to try to line back up before time expires here. David Castelli was trying to keep him back there a little longer this time. I don't know if maybe that was a strategy or what he was trying to do, but I think that didn't quite work the way he was wanting, because here comes the 48 there right behind him as they bring it out back in there with 3 wide slow this chance that marks the coast. He goes for a ride, and we got trouble on turn 1 and 2. Oh my, oh my. Well, I can tell you one thing, that was definitely not what they had in mind there. Let's go ahead in the replay here and take a look at this one. Coming by there, 3 wide sleuths. Sikosi just gets barely a little off spot there. And sent all the drivers kind of for a little bit of a loop-de-loop and a little bit of a low. And that was definitely not what they had in mind there at all there, folks. That was a hard little rock and roll there. Is there an angle from it here? Watch carefully with Sikosi, and then watch what happens right behind him here and right in front of him. You see Mark Cook there getting into there with Tyler Berger, and unfortunately Cook was trying to get out of the way there, and unfortunately didn't see where Tyler was, and they both go for a ride and a half there, taking it for a little bit of a spin. So Byron Bartlett, who actually keeps the 2nd spot away from James Kruger, as well as the 53 at Nicholas Wilson right now, and yeah, I was not expecting that at all whatsoever. But you know, that's just the way the cookie's crumbling right now. 134 laps to the distance here, obviously, and currently we are down to our last 25 or so, or 24, I should say. 24 laps to the distance, 24 chances to possibly take home a win, possibly stay in the position here. So they get them on back here yet again. Here they will work them on through. Johnny Taylor will still have the race lead here on the spot. Gonna give it everything he's got to the end, trying to stay ahead of this one. So with all this on the line, all this at stake here, this has just been some incredible racing, incredible battles all the way through to the end, and definitely a lot going on between these drivers and a lot going mentally just to stay focused and stay on the spot here for the later half of this. But I can guarantee you right now, the only thing that's going through the mind there of the 48 and Johnny Taylor is just stay ahead of everyone else and forget about the rest. But in reality, I would say his main focus is just making sure he keeps hitting his marks and his lines right now. Bring around one more time now, looks like, and we're going to get back underway yet again. Drivers are just currently looking to get rack stack and all that and loaded back up for this one. Been a lot of battles, a lot of heated contests here. Of course, you got Dylan Jr. has been in some. Mark Thomas has been in a few others. David Castelli, obviously, after that win last week at the Firecracker 200, just trying to maybe get himself one last little bit spot up in the position. Brian W. Wiggins right now, he's had a long, hard day, but now it looks like the car finally might have what it takes here to stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of position. Well, they're all chasing down that man right there, Johnny Taylor, in that 48 machine. Coming on fourth, coming on by. Let's get this one down here. Who is going to take home the win? Who is going to take home a W here tonight? Who is going to be the one to lay claim and take away the same? We'll find out as they bring it on back yet again down and about. Here we go. We're on their way one more time around. Here it is. Off that line through the chicane, Johnny Taylor already in it. Johnny Taylor already off to a sizable lead, sizable distance, but right behind him there, Brian W. Wiggins at it here with Nicholas Wilson. Wilson makes his move on by here, makes a nice jumping around. Gets it moved and forth, carried on by here, stays in the momentum, stays in the charge, not giving any chances up to this one. They'll work him on back in here, down at a 3 wide salute there as Tyler Hunt. He's on the hunt. He's looking for a few blunts. He's making it back in here, down at turn 2, fighting for everything he's got. He's in the 3rd spot right now. He's got some work to do though. Position-wise, it's going to matter. Times is running out. 20 laps to go left in this one here. Back on through. Here we go. Here, all drivers jockeying for the run, looking for the momentum, and then looking for the key golden spot they need. Byron Bartlett in the 77 doing a pretty good job here, staying in his hunt and staying on his position. But right now, anyway, Tyler Hunt is just on a whole different plane right now. Not giving it any inches up to this one, not giving any chances up at all. Every driver for themselves right now as the battle leads into position. And unfortunately, though, Brian W. Wiggins tags in Bartlett, and Bartlett spins and tags him out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Byron Bartlett takes a run and a half there, and unfortunately he did not want that to happen, but you know, Brian W. Wiggins kind of gave him the tap, and That sent everybody into a little bit of a frenzy here. Let's look at the replay here from this angle here. Let's show you what happened coming down out of turn 4. The Extreme Motorsports guys going at it. Tags in the 77. 77's loose. He tries to save it. And Wiggins kind of pays the price for that one. And, oh, man, Mark Dillon Jr. just got tagged. We're going to go on board here with Wiggins, and we're going to show you what he saw when that came around there. We're going to show you Mark Dillon Jr.'s side of that. Kind of tags in, then he realizes he goes for a spin and takes a hit or two, and right in front of him there you saw Mark Dillon Jr. just kind of going for a ride there. We're going to show Mark Dillon's side of this here and show you what he saw when that caution came to be. Tries to stay out of the way of the 5, he can't quite get out of the way, and destroys the right front end there, and oh man, want to talk about licks and a half, man. He just took a full throttle assault to the wall. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. And right now, that car is gone. It is absolutely destroyed there on that side. Mark Dillon took a hard lick and a half there. And I don't know who... Wait. Producers, get that off the screen. What have I told you about putting that up here? Producers always having a little bit of fun, I guess. They have to mess around with stuff when they shouldn't be. But unfortunately, a tough break there for Mark Dillon Jr. Definitely not what he wanted to have happen there. And definitely not what he wanted to go down that way. But... you know, now on this restart, this is going to get interesting. Kyle Hanna has got the advantage, and so does Mark Thomas, but Johnny Taylor's on a fresh set of tires. I mean, no offense to the boys up front, but being honest with you here, I don't think Johnny Taylor is going to not try to lay into it right off the start here. There's been a lot of heated battles all the way through here on the show. There's been a lot of great races here all through and through. Tonight is definitely no exception. Kyle Hanna, for the first time tonight, is going to have the race lead away, and he's going to try to give it all he's got here coming down to the end. He's fought hard, man. He's fought pretty well here to the through and through, but unfortunately tonight, that car is just not quite given everything he wants here to get up to the front until now with this restart. Will be the one to outpace and outclass this one here? Well, we'll find out here in just a minute. Still a lot to be had here between the drivers. Still a lot of racing to go. They only have about 12 laps or so left in this one. And if they keep having cautions come out, there might be a chance here for Thomas and Hanna to actually move their way into position here and stay ahead of the curve. Never can be too sure around here, that's for sure, folks. I believe next time by we'll finally initiate a one to go here between our drivers and between everybody here. Kyle Hanna has fought, scratched, and clawed his way all day long, and he's been just doing everything he can to try to stay in this one to the end of the show here. But he's definitely got a lot of work at stake and a lot of work to put through to the end here. Down the back straightaway now, they all jockey in, they all line up in position, and will we finally see a full throttle assault all the way through to the end? Does Johnny Taylor have one in for him here? I don't know. It's hard to say, but I got a feeling it's coming. Coming around out of turn 3, going into 4. The anticipation starting to wear thin and starting to anticipate themselves more and more and more by the minute. As they break it on down yet again, here we go. Green flag flies here, folks. 13 laps left to go in this one. Back them on through, down into turn 1, down into turn 2 here. Nicholas Wilson keeping Johnny Taylor at bay right now for the moment. Not to be now, though, down that back straightaway. Johnny Taylor in the 48 makes a nice run and a half here, moves it on through, giving a car charge and a half. The 20 of Tyler Hunt right now giving it all he can as well, trying to stay in this one. 12 laps remain and a 3 wide slip may be in order for these drivers. No, not yet. And you can see the Extreme Motorsports 48 there. Taylor getting right into the back of the old Extreme Motorsports, but trouble there for Johnny Taylor coming down out of turn 2. Oh my goodness, that was not what you wanted to see. That was not what you would expect out of either one of these guys, and unfortunately, that definitely just started up a whole can of worms there. Let's go ahead and show you what happened. From point to view to the end, Taylor gets into the back there a little bit. James Kruger has a full throttle assault coming by. He tries to sneak his way in there, but he gets tagged on with Tyler Hunt. And unfortunately, Tyler Hunt gets a little bit of the shaft there, if you will. Having no idea what happened there. His teammates definitely gave it a good run and a half, but unfortunately, it just was not what you wanted to see between these guys. The onboard camera will tell all we need to know here. Here gets pushed up a little bit. You see the 48 comes right into him there and takes a wall spot. Right side's damaged up. He goes in the grass trying to stay off that wall to not increase any more damage. Then he pulls a Lightning McQueen and starts to drift it in through the grass and pull a little dirt track racing in our eyes. Good save there on Hunt to get that out of that trouble zone, but that's definitely going to set him back a little bit. He's going to have to use one instant repair up to try to secure this one in, and right now this is just looking more and more and more like it's the Kyle Hanna and Mark Thomas battle here, with Nicholas Wilson kind of edging his way in here. It's crazy to think right now, folks, how far we've come and how far this is going right now between these drivers, but everybody has just been fighting for all they've got and trying to keep into position and stay on pace and on target. This has been a good run here and a good battle here between these guys and gals. Time is now running out of 134 laps. We will be down to our last 9 to 8 laps here. So here we go, folks. Pick your favorites, pick your guy, pick your driver. Right now, we can't quite talk with anybody because we just want to let them stay focused on what's really the main key part here in this. Getting themselves a possible chance at taking home a W here from Chicagoland Speedway. But if there's one driver, in my opinion, right now that's got to be a little bit miffed and a little bit fuming, I would definitely say it's Tony right now. Taylor's been fighting all day long, staying up in that front spot, and then this restart here, he gets put back a couple, and he couldn't quite get the run he wanted there on the start, being held back by Nicholas Wilson, which allowed Kyle Hanna and Thomas to get away for a minute or two. Will we see the same thing happen here? Hard to say, and hard to say what will happen in the first place, because usually when we talk about these things, there's always something different that can come up, but damage on the right side there of the 48, that will cost him time, precious time here. Kyle Hanna looking to possibly edge his way back into the spotlight once again. As they bring it on around here. Give you guys just a little taste and a little idea of what's going on right now. Kyle Hanna, he hasn't been in victory lane in quite some time, been dealing with some issues there in the cars as usual. He's always been kind of fighting his own emotions, he told me earlier, and he's just been trying desperately to just get out of his own way and out of his own head and try to run a good line and a good run. Will that finally come here just right now as we are coming down to our final laps of this race? This could get interesting in a heartbeat. This could get interesting depending on who is going to be able to outpace the other here. They get it revved up, get the motors revved in. Pace truck's off the line. And Kyle Hanna lets it loose, lets it fly. Green flag comes in the air. They'll bring it back on around here as you see Nicholas Wilson going at it there with the 27 Mark Thomas right now as they jockey for position. Currently we're down to our last 5 laps. We're down to our last 7 laps here. 7 to go right now currently as our field works them on through. Everybody jockeying for position. Nobody giving an inch. Nobody going to give any chances up to this one. They all want the same thing, and that's to make their runs and make their chances known. Johnny Taylor has been in the race lead all day long, but with 6 laps to go, he's faltered back a little bit and he's lost time and ground. That's a lot of that has to do with the damage on that right side there. It's definitely slowing him up a bit, but the same can be said as well right now. What's happening out front? Kyle Hanna gets into the wall there out of turn 2, and that gave Nicholas Wilson the opening he was looking for. Thomas trying to stay in this one. He's putting up a solid fight here with Johnny Taylor until that. Oh! Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. The whole front end is completely destroyed on Johnny Taylor's car there. The 2 tires are bent in sideways, and we're going to the replay to show you what happened here. Hard racing at its finest and hard battling to say the least here, but right there, Taylor just kind of came down. Thomas came up a little bit. And I mean, out of that, probably the worst for wear is definitely going to beat Taylor, wouldn't you think? That was a tough break there for the 48 machine. He was doing so well, so good all day long. And then unfortunately, one little bobble and one little error just cost him his entire race. And now, running low on laps, running low on time, I think we're going to do a green-white checker finish here now, folks. And Nicholas Wilson, for the first time tonight, will look to try to claim the lead here. Does he have what it takes here to get this win back? Nicholas Wilson is no stranger to being up front here in these battles, and no stranger to being in the race lead to the end. He's always been on the attack, always been a fighter when it comes to these races. And right now, when all is said and done, and all has been completed, is this his time to finally return back to the top of the mountain and return to victory lane here. We will see here. I can tell you one thing though, right now, might be a little bit of heat going later from the drivers here. And I don't mean kind of heat that you'd see from reality drama shows. No, I mean there might be a little bit of a sunrise heat coming down on the drivers here. They might be a little bit crispy when it comes to the tires burnt in and the cars hurt up really bad. These things have just took an abuse and abuse tonight. They are hurting and they've got to be gone at this point. So they'll bring him on around. I think they're going to go one more time by, and then we initiate a green-white checkered restart. We're at top drivers right now. Yeah, it's all on the line. It's all at stake here. Will they have enough time to get this win in? Will they have enough time to get that position in the way they want to? It's been a long, hard road for them. Feel the tension in the air, folks. You can feel it. You can cut it with a knife. And talk about this right now. Tyler Berger. We haven't really talked much about him tonight, but he's hit a pretty top little line here, a top little spot. He's actually got a chance at maybe even getting in there. Here we go. They'll bring him on down around here yet again here. Drivers lined up in position. Drivers getting ready to go. Here they are slowing up a little bit. Let the pace truck get situated by. No, no, no. They're not going to go just yet. They're saying, hold on just a minute. Hold your horses. We're not ready yet. I say to that, y'all better get ready because this finish needs to be a strong end to the show and a strong end to the race here, as they've been proving they can do it all night long, giving it quite the run and quite the show, and it needs to work in the best. So here we go, one more time around, and hopefully this will at long last get everybody racked and stacked and all that. Bring him on back out of turn 3 and 4. Now we'll get him fired up and get him ready to go here. One-man wrecking crew, one-man army. Who will be that driver? Who's going to be the guy to take home the W tonight? What will happen here as they come on through? We're back underway. 2 laps to go. This is going to be a closer to the end. Off that start, Nicholas Wilson doing his usual thing, trying to fight it in here, trying to stay in the position, trying to move on up. Before Kyle Hanna giving it a good run here, trying to build up momentum. But he can't quite keep Berger off his line here as they come down out of turn 3 and 4. Mark Sikosi in the 8 looking for one last run here, one last chance at possibly getting up to the top spot. He's going to try to get a little bit of help here from his old teammate as the white flag comes out. Back him on around out of turn 1, down into turn 2 here. Berger now moves on by, down hard on the throttle, staying in the position. They charge him up, they challenge it in position. Tyler Hunt now takes a 3 wide salute to the far extreme. Goes inside, down and around. Kyle Hanna looking for one last chance. Is not going to get it this time. It'll all go to the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. as they spin on the back right behind them there in the background. They're spinning hard. They're spinning. They are crashing. They are wrecking. Justin Cope, David Castelli involved in that one. Oh my, oh my. But nevertheless, your race winner here tonight is indeed going to be Nicholas Wilson. At long last, it took him quite some time to get it back into victory lane, but tonight it seemed to work out just a-okay. Nicholas Wilson will be your race winner here in the Illinois 200. Second place went to Kyle Hanna, and then third, Tyler Berger, just barely holding out Tyler Hunt by about 400ths of a second. That was a serious finish between those drivers there. Well, as the donuts fly and the fun starts around, I'll bring in Kyle Hanna real quick and talk with our second place finisher here tonight. And Kyle, probably one of the better finishes you've had. You did seem like you maybe had a good run in the end on that last run there, but it looked like Nicholas Wilson just got you there, bud.
Yeah, you know, I made a rookie mistake and made contact with the wall the only time all night, and Nick got by me, but darn, he deserved that win, you know, and it's a great race, so.
It was a great race and a good battle. I mean, your teammate definitely seemed to hold you up, and you seemed to held him up here tonight. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you both come out in a pretty good position and good spots. So I got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for that finish?
You know, I'd like to give a shout-out to the TeamSpeak boys who always support us. We have a following of friends who always cheer us on during the race. I'd like to give a shout-out to them. And also like to give a shout-out to our new teammate, Tyler Hunt. He's a great asset to the team, and we are excited to have him.
Definitely for sure. There you end up getting a fourth place finish there. A good run there from him and a good showing from all you guys here tonight. To Kyle Hanna, once again, congratulations, and we'll see you next time out there, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Kyle Hanna in the number 4 machine, your second place finisher here tonight. Third place finisher right now, Tyler Berger. We have not heard word from him yet at the moment. We're trying to see if maybe we can get in touch with him, but we are currently waiting on that at the moment. So we will give the drivers a little countdown here, as we always do, to try to give everyone a chance. So it looks like we do not have radio confirmation yet, but we do have one driver that is a little bit eager to wait and eager to get into it, and that would be, of course, that 53 machine of Nicholas Wilson. So I guess without any further ado, shall we bring him in? Yeah, y'all want to bring him in. You know what you do. So let's bring him in then, shall we? How about this, folks? The race victory here tonight finally returns to the top of the mountain here. This is your first place finisher here tonight, getting the victory, Nicholas Wilson. Once again, you've managed to find yourself in a little bit of a hole, a little bit of a spot, but as usual, you managed to work your way to the end and gave it a good run to a solid victory here at Illinois 200 Chicagoland Speedway. Bud, what's going through your mind right now?
Well, I'm happy that I was able to lead the first lap and the last lap. In the middle, who knows what was going on in there. I don't know what happened to Johnny. I know that he was we were faster than him on the long run, but all those cautions at the end made me think that we were screwed. But I don't know. He got back with us, and next thing I know, he's not in front of me anymore.
Definitely not in this case, but I mean, he had a little bit of a run here, and he had a little bit of a spot here too, and he was fighting his way in there, but you know, you managed to stay ahead there, and you managed to work your way through, and it looked like it all worked out in the end for you, it seems.
Yep. I was biding my time in the middle of the race there and got into some trouble, but it paid off in the end.
Definitely did indeed. So, I got to ask you, man, who do you want to thank here for this finish here tonight?
I want to thank some of my buddies. Hopefully they tuned in on TeamSpeak. They wanted to watch the race, so hopefully they popped in and said, hey, I don't know. Sean and them. So, but we welcome Tyler onto. He defected. Tyler Hunt is now a butcher. So happy to have him on board. And we put in some work, got a little good setup. We thought there would be more green flag laps, so we set up for that and end up getting lucky.
You got a little lucky, but hey, there ain't nothing wrong with being a little lucky when it comes to these kind of victories. So, once again, congratulations on your victory here tonight, Nick Wilson. We'll see you next time out here, buddy.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. Nicholas Wilson in the 53, your race winner here tonight, and that'll wrap it up here tonight for your showcase of the Old School League Illinois 200 at Chicagoland Speedway. Thanks again to everybody at home. Thanks again to Affordable SEO and Marketing, and of course to FEGPC.net. If you guys need to get a computer, go ahead, go on over to them. And also check out Affordable SEO and Marketing. Until next time, guys, when the green flag flies, we'll see you right here on PTM Racing TV. Be safe. God bless. Take care. Good night, everybody.